I've been a real estate investor for over 5 years. And I have flipped dozens and dozens of homes. And what I found is that design is everything. Finishes are very underrated, actually, when it comes to selling a property. You can have a really ugly house and just change the entire feel and flow of an entire home with just adding really cool, fun, funky, whatever you're feeling for your house. The finishes do make or break the property. First things first is the lighting. Lighting is so important in selling a house. You wouldn't think so maybe, but actually the color of light that you choose really does make a difference. So what type of ambiance are you wanting them to have when they walk into your house? I know, so my husband, right, Mitch, does not like a bright light. He doesn't want to feel like he's outside when he's inside for any reason. He likes it kind of darker, right, in the 3500 range on the light bulb. And that's how you know what type of light you're using and what type of feel you're gonna have. Personally, I like 5000 K. All the lighting that you see in this property, all of it is 5000. And it's because I want, when somebody walks into this property, and any property that I do, right, to feel like, wow. I want them to get that wow factor. You definitely don't get a wow factor from a lighter or a more orangey tone of light. The other thing is a lot of light. I want this place to be lit up like a Christmas tree. Not so much that it's it's overwhelming, but I definitely want them to feel like it's bright and it's airy and it's chipper, right? And that we could have a good time in this place. That's a huge tip when you are selling a house or when you're just remodeling your own home. If you want to change the ambiance, light bulbs, changing the color of them makes a really big difference. Try it out. While looking at the lights that we put in this front room, you will see that we added a ton of can lights. So not only did we add 1, 2, 3, no, we added 2, 4, 6 lights in actually a pretty small space. It does make it feel bigger. It does make the room feel just a lot more bright. And a lot of times showings do happen at night because people work during the day. So once again, when somebody's walking in the door, you want them to feel like, this is a wow factor. None of the staging gets left behind, right? There's not a ton of shadows on anything. It makes all the difference. The other thing is that people don't recognize how much lighting should be in a kitchen. On our high-end homes, I always put lighting underneath our cabinets. That makes a really nice, just high-end pop. It is kind of expensive to do, so I don't do them on our target grade or our mid-range properties, and that's because you just really don't get your money back. They don't expect it in this price range. If you're going to do a bar or you're going to create an island and it's a centerpiece to the kitchen, you need to have pendant lights. It is absolutely not acceptable to do can lights. You need pendant lights. As you're starting to do the remodel, you need to think through all the electrical. It is a very time-consuming thing, but make sure you're walking through each and every spot that you want lights and what type of lights. If you're trying to hang a chandelier, guess what? It's a different type of fixture that you need in that space. You can't just put can lights everywhere and then be like, oh yeah, let's just switch it out to a chandelier here, or oh, let's switch it out to a pendant light. It doesn't work like that. And it's a lot more work, and they have to come in and fill it in, and sheetrock, right? Sheetrockers have to come in, and then mutters have to come in, and then painters have to come in and fix the problem. It creates so much more work, and you don't have the time, right? So if you can just think through electrical before you get started on your project, it's going to save a lot of time, energy, and money. So that's a great tip. Hopefully you can take from that. Next, we're gonna talk about handles and doorknobs. I know that sounds like a really simple thing to think about. Like, of course you need handles and doorknobs in a property. That's an obvious, but what color, what type of doorknob, and what style is selling right now? And do they all have to match? The answer is, yes, they do, actually. It makes such a big difference if all of the handles in this entire house match. You can definitely get away with the bathrooms and the kitchen to be a different tone or a different color or a different texture or style even for all the handles. So those don't have to match, but all the door handles is what I'm talking about, right? All the door handles have to be the exact style. The front door, the back door, the side door, those need to be a little bit different, but the same style and the same color. It will make a big difference on how people perceive the value of this house. It will appraise higher and you will get your money back absolutely every single time. Take a little extra money and change out all the handles in your property. You absolutely will not regret it. Next on the list is base, case, and doors, inside doors. How do you know what base and case is? Maybe you do, but let me just summarize it real quick. Base is the baseboard that is for the floor, right? And then case is what's actually encasing all the doors, the inside doors. So base and case. I don't know if you're like me, but I bet you really like the clean modern lines that we are doing today in our houses. The clean modern lines create such a just slick, chic feel when you walk in. There's nothing that looks out of place. It's just clean and fresh. In this house, we actually chose to go with a kind of a different style than we normally do. We chose to paint the base and the case and the doors all the same color. It really did make this pop, and we chose to make the kitchen cabinets the exact same color as well. So how I did that, and to kind of pair them all together, I had to pick the kitchen cabinet color first, because if you're not doing a full-on custom job where they're actually hand painting it and all those fun things, and this is a custom kitchen, but the color is not necessarily custom. So what that means is usually they only come in like 3 or 4 colors. And being that that's the case, whatever that kitchen color is, you can totally just tie into the rest of the house if you're going to do the matchy-matchy thing, right? Go back and watch all of our fix and flip videos and really pay attention this time to base and case. And lastly, we're gonna talk about the finishes for the bathroom. It's actually something that people don't think about and do not spend enough money on. If you're remodeling on a budget, you definitely need to be spending money on your bathrooms. I can't tell you how many remodels or how many homes I'm trying to sell and they forget about the bathrooms. It's absolutely a necessity, especially in this house, because this house only has 2 bathrooms. We weren't able to do a master. So we have to do more quality, a bit better finishes inside of these 2 bathrooms to really give it that pop. All right, let's talk a little bit about these finishes. We have a really fun design that you've probably been seeing a lot on all the different fix and flip shows and the different magazines, right? But it really is still in. I love that it's an Art Deco style, because if you follow me at all, that's my favorite design style of all time. And so I love that it's still in. It's fun because it creates a ton of texture change in a really small space. Same thing with the floor. So the floor are the big hexagons, and I love that. Now, the last 2 houses for our design videos, I was showing you that we did a black hexagon floor. I don't love it. However, it really does show very well in all the pictures, and it does feel very luxurious in this space. The only problem, the only caveat and why I don't love to use the dark, anything really dark on the floors, is because when you have a lot of traffic inside of the house, it's so hard to keep dark tile clean. So there you go. Do not use dark tile if you possibly can get away from it on the floor. Use it somewhere else. So really we could have put the Art Deco tile on the floor and kind of flip-flop these, and it would have been a better style for the sense of keeping it clean. But it's all good. It's really beautiful. Let's talk about the finishes for the vanity. I love that we actually match our faucet with the mirror. It makes it really tie into this black and gold theme that I have going on this year. It gives it that really high-end, rich feel without actually having to spend a ton of money. Hopefully that was helpful to see all the different types of finishes that you can use to get your house to sell extremely fast. I love all the different types of finishes, but I'm really curious what you like. Comment in the section below if you would have changed out any of the finishes that I use in this house, or if you have a different style that you like. I genuinely care, and I love your guys' feedback. As always, thank you for watching and supporting our channel. I'm so grateful for all of your love and all of your feedback. Thanks again for obviously ringing that bell and subscribing to our channel. I'm excited to see you next week. See you on the flip side.